Om Sadashivasamarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Paramparam Yada Vidya Vilasena Bhuta Bhautika Srishtaya Tanno Paramatma Satchidananda Vigraham. So we were discussing Pratyaksha with reference to the Vishaya, with reference to an object. And now this was defined as the Vishaya being non-different from the knower initially, and then there were questions raised based on that. So how can the Vishaya be non-different from the knower, pramata? Then it was said that the meaning of that is that the existence of the Vishaya or the satta of the Vishaya should be non-different from the satta of the knower. Okay, the existence of the knower and the existence of the Vishaya are one and the same. Now how can this be? So it was said that Antakarana avachinna chaitanyam is pramata. Okay, so the chaitanya which is manifest in your antakarana, or the chaitanya is limited by your antakarana, as though limited. Again, we have to understand that. Like the pot limits the space, same thing we can use as an analogy here. So when the Vishaya Chaitanya and the Chaitanya which is manifest through the Antakarana are one and the same, then the Vishaya is supposed to be Pratyaksha. Like this, the definition was given. Okay. Then, even for this, Purva Paksha was raised. What about Dharma and Adharma? Dharma and Adharma are Antakarana Dharmas only. They are qualities or Vishesha of the Sukshma Sharira. And when you are very happy or even very sad, in sorrow, whichever way it is, you tend to think that either I am a punyavan, I am so happy, that must be because I have done a lot of punya, or you are in sorrow and you think that this is all my papa, I must have done a lot of papa. So like this jnanam is there about dharma and adharma, but it is not considered as pratyaksha, even though your definition holds good here, because dharma and adharma are antakarana dharma only. That means the chaitanyam which is limited by the antakarana and the chaitanya which is limited by the knowledge that I am a dharmavan, I am a papi or I am a punyavan, etc., are one and the same. So, but still it is not pratyaksha. Okay. Dharma and adharma are only anumana normally. Or you have to say it is revealed by Shruti. Whichever way it is not pratyaksha, it is paroksha jnanam only. Okay. So, your definition is not proper. And this is pointed out. Then the author says, even in the definition of the Vishaya as Pratyaksha, we have to add yogyatvam. So yogyatvam is important. Not all vishayas become pratyaksha. Only some vishayas are yogya for being pratyaksha. Some vishayas are not capable of being perceived directly. So yogyatvam has to be added. Like this, yogyatyaswapi vishaya visheshanatva. So the vishaya should be yogya. Yogyatvam has to be there in the vishaya. Yogyatvasya api vishaya visheshanatva. Like this, it was said. So this is where we were discussing last week. Now, here one more interesting question is being raised. So the Purva Pakshi now says, Nanu evam api rupi ghataha iti pratyaksha sthale ghata gata parimanadehe pratyakshatva apattihi. So he says, you would say rupi ghataha. You see a pot, then the pot has some color. Okay, maybe it is yellow pot, or so you can say colorful pot. You are saying rupi ghataha. So it has some color. You are able to see the color of the pot from a distance. That also we have to understand here. But the point being raised here is, from a distance, the parimana is not clear. Correct? If you are looking at a pot from a distance, you don't know exactly how big it is, unless you go near to an extent where you are able to cognize the exact dimensions of the pot, how big it is, how small it is. Sometimes when you look something from a distance, we don't have the capability to exactly understand how big it is. Correct? The size of the pot is not pratyaksha. But according to your definition, like the color, size also will become pratyaksha even for a pot which is there at a distance. That is the point which is being raised now. Okay. So for that the Purva Pakshi further says, why are you saying the parimana also will become pratyaksha? Because rupa avachinna chaitanyasya parimanadi avachinna chaitanyasya. So there is a rupa avachinna chaitanya is there. The chaitanya which is revealed in the rupa, and the chaitanya which is limited by the parimana. They both are same because they are in the same pot only. So ekataya rupa avachinna chaitanyasya pramatri chaitanya vede parimanadi avachinna chaitanyasya api pramatri abhinnataya parimanadi sattayaha pramatri satta atiriktatva abhava. So he is giving his reason very clearly. He says rupa avachinna chaitanya and parimana avachinna chaitanya are all one and the same because they are all in the pot only. And if you say that rupa avachinna chaitanya is non-different from the pramatri chaitanya, similarly you also have to accept now that parimanadi avachinna chaitanya also is non-different from the pramata. Therefore, the existence of the parimana, etc. Parimanadi means here other visheshanas also we have to take, like parimana, like the size, if any other qualities of the pot are there, all of them will become known directly, he is saying. So their existence is not separate. Pramatri satta atiriktatva abhava. Atiriktatva means being different. Okay, so here the existence of the dimensions of the pot are not different from the existence of the pramata, no, because all of them are there in the same pot only. So they will all become, or they all should become pratyaksha, but that is not the case really. Our experience is that from a distance I may be able to cognize the color, but I am not able to cognize the dimensions of the pot, the parimana, the size correctly. iti chetna. So if you raise a point like this, then we are adding one more thing now. So he says what? Tattad akara vritti upahitatvasyapi pramatri visheshanatva. So it is not just pramata. The pramata has to be qualified now. The author says. Now what is the qualification? The pramata has to be qualified by the vritti, he says. The vritti of the vishaya. So vishaya vritti also has to be there. So that particular vishaya vritti along with the pramata has to be there. That is what is said here. Tattad akara vritti upahitatvasyapi pramatritva visheshanatvat. So in this case, once we add this extra adjective saying that the pramata alone is not enough, the pramata has to be qualified by the vritti of the vishaya being there. Okay. So now what happens? Rupa akara vritti dashayam. See, the rupa vritti is there even from a distance, we can say, but parimanadi akara vritti is not there. That is why we are not able to directly cognize that. So rupa akara vritti dashayam parimanadi akara vritti abhavena parimanadi akara vritti upahita pramatri chaitanya abhinna satakatva abhavena ativyapti abhavat. So this is the answer we are giving. So we are saying from a distance, if you see, the rupa akara vritti is there. The rupa is visible from a distance, but parimanadi akara vritti is not there. So abhavena. So that being not there, then what happens? Parimanadi akara vritti upahita pramatri chaitanya abhinna satakatva abhavena. This is the big compound. So what we are saying is, according to our definition, tattad akara vritti upahitatvam has to be there. Now that is not there for the parimana here. So parimanadi akara vritti upahita pramatri chaitanya abhinna sattakatvam is not there. Abhinna sattakatva abhavena. So with reference to parimana, if you see, the chaitanya which is manifest through the parimanadi akara vritti, correct? The vritti or the mind in the form of the dimensions is not there, and therefore the chaitanya also is not manifest through that vritti, and therefore the pramatra avachinna chaitanya and the parimanadi akara vritti upahita chaitanya are not one and the same. Okay, so that abhinna sattakatva abhava is there. These are all double negatives, so sometimes it is slightly difficult to understand. So abhinna sattakatva abhava we say. That means it is binna at the end of the day, correct? So the parimanadi akara vritti upahita chaitanya being not there currently, so it is different from the pramatra avachinna chaitanya. So these two things are different, but with reference to the rupa or color, the vritti upahita chaitanyam and the ahankara or the antakarana upahita chaitanya are one and the same. Okay. Therefore, they have abhinnatvam, abhinna sattakatvam is there. So that is why color alone is pratyaksha along with the part, but not the size. So we have added now one more adjective to make our definition even more tight. Okay. Otherwise it becomes ativyapti dosha can be there. So now we have added this tattad akara vritti upahitatvam also to the pramata. So now this, having said this, a new point is being raised now, new objection. Nanu evam vrittav avyaptihi. If you say like this, he says now, the vritti itself will not be any more pratyaksha. The manovritti, because many things are only manovrittis, correct? Even sukha dukkha are all manovritti only. They don't have any external vishaya. Now they all will become apratyaksha according to your definition. Because we are saying the pramata has to be now qualified by the tattad akara vritti, correct? The vishaya vritti. But in the case of this mano vritti themselves, there is no separate vishaya or anything. So you cannot have another a vritti for a vritti. You understand? For a vishaya, you can have a vritti and say that that vritti has to qualify the knower. But in the case of only vritti like sukha and dukkha, etc., you cannot have a vritti for a vritti, then it will become anavastha. It will become regressive. Okay, infinite regression will result. So all the sukha dukkha will now become apratyaksha. But they are all sakshi pratyaksha, correct? They are all, we know all these things intimately, our own emotions, whatever is going on in our mind, we know all that. So, but according to your definition, they will all become apratyaksha. Like this he says, vrittav avyaptihi. So in vritti now, the manovrittis themselves will not be covered by your definition and their avyapti dosha will come. Why? Because anavasthabhya vritti gochara vritti anangikarena. So anavasthabhya means what? Due to the fear of anavastha, that is infinite regression, we don't accept a vritti for a vritti. So vritti gochara vritti anangikarena. So we do not accept a vritti for a vritti. Then it will become infinite regression. Therefore what? Tatra swakara vritti upahita ghatita uta lakshana abhava. So your lakshana says that pramata has to be qualified by the vishaya vritti for the vishaya to become pratyaksha. But here there is no vritti of a vritti to qualify the pramata. So your definition falls flat. It doesn't cover all this manovrittis themselves. Iti chetna, if you raise a doubt like this, even that we deny. Why? Anavasthabhya vrittehe vritti vivritti antara avishayatve api swavishayatva abhyupagamena swavishaya vritti upahita pramatri chaitanya satta abhinna satta katvasya tatrapi sambhavat. So we say, yes, we do not accept another vritti for one vritti, correct? To know one vritti, you don't require another vritti. So vrittehe vritti antara avishayatvepi. So a vritti does not become a vishaya for another vritti. That is fine. But still, swavishayatva abhyupagamena. A vritti is a vishaya of itself. So swavishayatvam we accept. So a vritti does not require another vritti. Vritti is a vishaya of itself. So swavishaya vritti upahita pramatil chaitanya satta abhinna satta katvasya tatrapi sambhava. So therefore, even with reference to the vritti, the pramata is qualified by the vritti upahita chaitanya. So the vritti upahita chaitanya and the antakarana upahita chaitanya are one and the same, even for antakarana vrittis. And therefore, antakarana vrittis are also pratyaksha only. Our definition stands because vritti has svavishayatvam. It is a vishaya of itself. It doesn't require another vritti. Like this, we give a samadhana. So that is the explanation given here. Therefore, our definition holds good. There is no avyapti. So that is what the author is continuing now. What does he say? Evancha antakarana tad dharmadinam kevala sakshi vishayatvehi tattad akara vritti abhyupagamena uttalakshanasya tatrapi sattvat na vyaptihi. So that's what the author is summarizing here. He says, so in this manner, Antakarana and its dharmas, they are all kevala sakshi vishayatvam only. Okay, they are all sakshi vedya. Because if they are not known separately outside to an indriya sannikarsha or anything, so they are all kevala sakshi vishayatve. So even though they are considered as sakshi vishaya, but that doesn't mean there is no vritti. So they have their vritti. They are themselves vritti and they are vishaya of themselves. That is the idea here. So tattad akara vritti abhipagamena utta lakshanasya tatrapi sattvat na abhyapti. So this, whatever samadhana we have given now, this applies to all the dharmas of the Antakarana, and they are all sakshi vedya. Okay, they are all sakshi vishaya, and our definition still holds good for all these sakshi vishayas also, because they have vritti. They are also vrittis in fact, and they are vishaya of themselves. That being the case, our definition holds good. So the Utta Lakshana is there. Okay, Utta Lakshanasya tatrapi sattva. Whatever definition we have given, that definition is present there. So there is no abhyapti. Our definition is fine. Like this, the author is saying. Now for this, again the Purva Bhukshi comes. He says what? Nacha Antakarana tad dharmadinam vritti vishayatva abhyubagameni kevala sakshi vedyatya abhyubagama virodaha iti vachyam. So now the Purva Pakshi cannot say, if you say that even Antakarana dharmas require a vritti to be known, then they cannot be called kevala sakshi vedyam. Like this, the Naiyayika is saying, because for them, that's why they have defined mind itself as a indriya and all that. But mind doesn't have all this dharma. For them, all these dharma are all atma dharma. And then the atma dharma comes in contact with the mind, which is an indriya. So indriya sannikarsha is there, and they are all known. But since there is no bhashya indriya sannikarsha, mind being antara indriya, it is called kevala sakshi vedya. Like that, according to their explanation, it is like that. So, but for us, what we are saying, even the Antakarana dharma, all of them require a vritti. They themselves are really vrittis only, and they are again known through that vritti itself. Vritti being a vishaya of itself. If that is the case, then it is also vritti vedya only. It is only known through a vritti. Therefore, you cannot say it is kevala sakshi vedya. It is known only by the witness consciousness. Like that, you cannot say. Like that, if you say, then we deny that also. You cannot say like that. We say na vachyam, iti na vachyam. So what do we say here? Nahi vrittim vina sakshi vishayatvam. So we say without vritti, sakshi vishayatva is not possible. Even for sakshi vishayatvam, vritti has to be there. So further, kevala sakshi vedyatvam. So that's what. So vritti vishayatam vina, okay, sakshi vishayatvam na, correct. So the kevala sakshi vedyam and sakshi vishayatvam and all is not possible without the vritti. That's what we say. Kintu indriya anumanadi pramana vyaparam antarena sakshi vishayatvam. So when we say sakshi vedyam, what do we really mean? Or sakshi vishaya means what? Means that indriya, anumana, etc., these pramana vyapara is not there. So pramana vyaparam antarena. So without this indriya vyapara, or without the use of pramanas like anumana, etc., whatever you know, okay, that alone is called sakshi vedyatvam, or those vishayas are called sakshi vishayas. Like your own emotions, your thoughts in your mind, all these things are sakshi vishaya. There we are not using any bahya indriya to know. and also we do not use any other pramana like inference, etc. Okay. So that being the case, we say it is Sakshi Vishaya. But that doesn't mean there is no vritti also. That is the point here. Vritti is always required. Okay, what is the pramana for this? Is the author imagining something? No. So the author is now saying, Atayeva ahankara tikayam acharyehi ahamakara antakarana vritti angikrita. So there is ahankara tika is there. Okay. So in the Vivarana Sampradaya, there is a Shankara Bhashya is there, Brahma Sutra Bhashya. Then we have Panchapadika, Padmapadacharya is written. Then Panchapadika Vivarana is there. Like this, there is a whole host of commentaries. It starts from Brahma Sutra, which is a single sutra. So it is like a pyramidal literature. So in our literature, portions which are very famous also have names. For example, there is a Ghata Bhashya in Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, where Shankaracharya is dealing with Karana and Karya very elaborately. Like that, this Ahankara is discussed by I think it is in the Vivarana only. So Vivaranacharya is discussing that in detail and establishing that Ahankara also is vritti only. So there he accepts that Ahankara is also a vritti in the mind. So the vritti, Ahankara vritti has been angikrita by the Acharya. So therefore, Atayevacha Pratibhasika Rajatasthale Rajatakara Avidya Vrittihi Sampradayikaihi Angikrita. Another thing also he says now. So for example, I think this is all from Sankshepa Shariraka. There is a work by I forgot the name. So Sankshepa Shariraka is a very, very popular work. Even our Swamiji student Kamalama, she has written a Tamil commentary on that based on the classes she attended. Okay. Okay, Sarvajñatma Muni, the author is Sarvajñatma. So it's a very famous book. Sankshepa Sharirakam means he has whatever is there in the Shariraka Bhashya. See, another name for Brahma Sutra Bhashya is Shariraka Bhashya, because the Brahma Sutra itself is known as Shariraka Mimamsa. Why it is called Shariraka Mimamsa is it discusses about the Atma, which is the Shariri, correct, which is found in the Sharira. So the nature of the Atma is being discussed in the Brahma Sutra rather than discussing Dharma or Karma, correct. So the Purva Mimamsa, it is all Dharma Jijñasa. Here it is Brahma Jijñasa, and Brahman being not different from Atman. And Atma is Shariri. So that is called Shariraka Mimamsa, the analysis of who is there in the Sharira, of the nature of the one who is dwelling in the Sharira. And the Bhashya is called Shariraka Bhashya. The Sankshepa Sharirakam means what? So whatever is there in the Shariraka Bhashya is given in the form of a summary easily. Like that the author says. Okay, but it's a very detailed work actually. And there also what, in general, the Vivarana Sampradaya, whoever is coming in that Sampradaya, we all accept that even in Pratibhasika Rajatasthala. So Pratibhasikam means what? Whatever you are seeing subjectively, correct? So if you see a snake on a rope, it is Pratibhasikam. So here we are saying Rajata. So if there is a shell and it is shining and you mistake it for silver, then that is Pratibhasikam. So it is, you only see that, correct? It is a subjective appearance, you can say. So it only appears for you. So now how does it appear? How do we cognize silver there? So we say the silver which we see there is nothing but avidya vritti. So the avidya only appears as silver. Okay, so even the explanation given for seeing a silver wherever there is a shell, okay, Shuktikayam Rajatasya Jnana is there, correct? Wherever Shuktika is there, there the knowledge of the silver is there. Then how did you cognize the silver? When that question comes, we say that the avidya only appears as silver. The ignorance of the Shuktika, this is shell, like that we don't have clear knowledge, correct? Something is there, that much we know, but we don't know what it is. So idam amsha is known, this is known, but this is shell is not known. Because of that ignorance itself, then the projection of the silver takes place. And that silver itself is nothing but avidya vritti only. The avidya, it is a avidya only appears as silver there. Okay? And the manovritti also is caused by that avidya only. So rajatakara avidya vrittihi sampradayikaihi angikrita. So here the rajata is not there really outside, correct? There is no rajata vishaya. It is purely your mental modification only. But that is due to avidya. So it is avidya vritti we say. Because if you have known that particular thing as shell, then there is no way that you will know it as silver, correct? But since you don't know that shell is there or rope is there, and due to that ignorance, in your mind there is a projection of snake or silver, let us say all these things. So they are all only avidya vritti. Like this in the sampradaya, it is accepted. So there is no problem. So tatacha antakarana tad dharmadishu kevala sakshi vedyeshu vritti upahitatva ghatita lakshanasya sattvat na avyaptihi. So we say now, so therefore, even in antakarana and its dharmas, although they are kevala sakshi vedya, so we consider them to be kevala sakshi vedya, they are known only by the witness. Still, there is a vritti is there. So vritti upahitatva ghatita lakshanasya. So there is, ghatitam means there is here, okay, presence of. So the vritti upahita chaitanya is there, vritti is there. Therefore, our lakshana is valid. Okay, there is no avyapti here. Okay. So now after all this analysis, what is the final conclusion? Okay. What is it that we are saying? So tadayam nirgalita arthaha. Nirgalitaha arthaha. So the gist of what we are now saying is what? This is what? So finally we are giving the full lakshana for vishayagata pratyaksha. Okay. What is that? Swakara vritti upahita pramatra chaitanya satta atirikta satta tattva shunyatve sati yogyatvam vishayasya pratyakshatvam. So this is typical Navya Nyaya kind of definition with double negatives and all that. Okay. So let us try to understand and break it and understand. Swa akara vritti. Okay, here we are talking about Vishaya being Pratyaksha. Swa Akara means Vishaya Akara. So, the Vishaya Akara Vritti Upahitam. So, whichever Vishaya we are talking as Pratyaksha, its own vritti, upahita chaitanyam has to be there, and the pramatra chaitanyam and this vritti upahita chaitanyam, their satta has to be one and the same. Now that is said in a different way here. So it says satta atirikta satta katva shunyatve sati. That means the pramatra chaitanya satta atirikta. Atirikta here means something which is different or separate. So the vritti upahita chaitanya should not have a chaitanya which is different or separate from the pramatra chaitanya. Okay, and that is said as the whatever is different, that sattagattva shunyam we say. That sattagattva should not be there. Correct? Shunya here means it is not being there. Like that. So essentially it is saying that the Vishaya Vritti Upahita Chaitanyam, Vishaya Vritti Upahita Pramatra Chaitanyam we can say, or Vishaya Vritti Upahita Chaitanya and Pramatru Upahita Chaitanya are one and the same. That is the idea here. That being so, but that alone is not enough. Yogyatvam also is important, because otherwise if we leave it at that, Papa Punya also will become Pratyaksha, but Papa Punya does not have the Yogyatva to be Pratyaksha. So, that being so, the Yogyatvam also has to be there. So, Yogyatvam, this being so and having Yogyatva, whichever Vishaya is having Yogyatva, that becomes Pratyaksha. So, the Pratyakshatvam of the Vishaya is nothing but this Svakara Vritti Upahita Pramatra Chaitanya Satta Atirikta Satta Katva Shunyatve Sati Yogyatvam Vishayasya Pratyakshatvam. Like this, the definition is given. I hope this is clear. Okay, so now something interesting is being talked about. So that topic is over now. Now the author is talking about another thing. What is that? Tatra Sanyoga Sanyukta Tadatmyadinam Sannikarshanam Chaitanya Abhivanjaka Vritti Janane Viniyogaha. So here this Chaitanya is being manifest, correct? Chaitanya is being manifest in three places. That's what we are talking about all the time. There is a Vishaya Upahita Chaitanya, there is a Pramana Upahita Chaitanya, and there is a Pramatru Upahita Chaitanya. Now, Vishaya Upahita Chaitanya is easy to understand. There is a Ghata, means that Ghata itself is nothing but a manifestation of our Chaitanya only, or if you take the Ghata as a Upadhi, we say that Ghata Avachinna Chaitanya, the Chaitanya which is limited, as though limited by the Ghata. Then we say Pramana Upahita Chaitanya means what? The Chaitanya which is limited by the Pramana. In this case for us the Pramana is nothing but, in the case of Pratyaksha at least, the Pramana is the Vishaya Vritti itself. Okay? Vishaya Akara Vritti is considered as the Pramana. And then the Antakarana itself again is a Upadhi. So Jiva Upadhi itself is nothing but the Karya Karana Sangata only, correct? This body mind sense complex is the Jiva Upadhi. So in particular, the knower or the Pramata is the Ahankara Upahita Chaitanya, we say. Because even you know your own body, correct? Body also is a object of knowledge. So who is the knower? Like that if we say, we have to say the Chaitanya which is conditioned or which is limited by your mind or your Antakarana, the internal organ. That is the knower. So the knower is the Chaitanya which is conditioned by your mind or antakarana as a whole. The pramana or means of knowledge for pratyaksha is what? The particular form of your mind, because the mind has the capability to go outside through the indriya and take the form of an object. So that vritti itself is the pramana. So the chaitanya which is manifest through that vritti. And then we have the object consciousness also. Now 3 consciousnesses we talk about like this. So for an object to be cognized, the contact has to be there, correct? Without contact, the vritti itself will not form. Now, this contact is defined in many ways by the Nayayikas. Understand that. In fact, for a Nayayika, Pratyaksha itself is Indriyartha Sannikarsha Janya Jnanam. So they say Indriya and Artha has to come into contact. And such a Jnanam or knowledge is what they call as Pratyaksha. And they also go on to define 6 types of contacts. Okay. So they call them Pratyaksha Jnana Hetu. So the cause for direct knowledge is Indriyartha Sannikarsha, and those are 6 types of causes are there for that Sannikarsha to happen. What are those? So the Nayayika is defining it as Sanyogaha, Sanyukta Samavayaha, Sanyukta Samaveta Samavayaha, Samavayaha, Samaveta Samavayaha, Visheshana Visheshya Bhavaha. Like this they say 6 types of contacts are possible. So now let me explain what are these 6 things. Of course, in the beginning only let me tell you, we don't accept all these things. Because already you know that we have not accepted this Samanya or Jati, and also we don't accept that there is something called Samavaya. There is nothing called Samavaya. Samavaya is a Kapola Kalpita of the Nayayikas and Vaisheshika people. So we don't accept that. But anyway, their 6 types of contacts are all based on that. So how is that? Sanyoga is the easiest. So they say that, for example, you cognize a pot. Means there is contact between the Indriya and the Kata. That is called Sanyoga. This Sanyoga we also accept. There is contact between the mind and the object. Then only the mind can take the form of the object. So Sanyoga is not a big deal. Then comes all the problems. Okay. So he says the pot is known due to Sanyoga or direct contact between the Indriya and the object. Then if the pot is having a color, let us say, that is known because of Sanyukta Samavaya, he says, because the color itself is there in the pot due to Samavaya Sambandha. According to the Nayayika, the Dravya and the Guna have this Samavaya Sambandha. Between the Dravya and the Guna, there is Samavaya Sambandha, according to them. So here the Dravya is Ghata and the Rupa or color is Guna. So the Dravya Guna Sambandha is Samavaya Sambandha. And since the pot is Sanyuktaha, that means pot is already in contact. That is called Sanyukta. And in the Sanyukta Ghata, the Rupa is there due to Samavaya Sambandha. So the Rupa is known through Sanyukta Samavaya Sannikarsha. Is that clear? So Sanyukta Samavaya means knowing the color which is there in the pot due to the Samavaya Sambandha. Okay? And pot itself is there in contact. And then additionally, the color is there in the pot to which the Indriya is in contact. And that contact between the pot and the color is called Samavaya Sambandha. So the color is now known through Sanyukta Samavaya. Then one more level. Now, if the color is there and it is a samanya, let us say, redness, can become a jati, correct? According to them, certain characteristics can become a jati or samanya. This actually we discussed a lot in one of the classes. So, this samanya or jati itself is having samavaya sambandha is the individual. Color is there in the pot which is an individual, correct? So, in the definition of the samavaya itself, according to them, aneka samavetatvam, they say, nityatve sati, aneka samavetatvam. Like that they define the samanya. So, the sambandha between the rupa and rupatvam, which is the jati, is also samavaya sambandha. So, when you recognize the redness as a jati of a pot, then that recognition is happening because of samyukta samaveta samavaya. Because the jati and the color, okay, the redness and red are having samavaya sambandha, and the red and the pot are also having samavaya sambandha. So two levels of samavaya are there, and the indriya and the pot are having sanyoga. So now the jati is known because of sanyukta samaveta samavaya, according to them. So that is another type of sanikarsha. Then only samavaya also is there, because according to them, the akasha itself, the akasha which is there in your ear, is the indriya for them. Okay, and the indriya and the shabda is nothing but a guna of akasha. So you know the shabda through the shrotra indriya, and shrotra indriya itself is nothing but the akasha which is there, the space which is there within your ear is the indriya. And shabda is known, but shabda itself is the guna of akasha. Okay, so the guna guni sambandha is nothing but samavaya sambandha. So here, this knowing the shabda as pratyaksha through your ears is because of samavaya. And then shabdatvam here also. Shabdatvam as a jati, if you know, between the shabda and shabdatva, there is a samavaya sambandha. So shabda itself is known through samavaya, and shabdatva will be known through samaveta samavaya. Like this, 5 different sanikarsha they have talked about. Okay, contacts. Sanikarsha means contact, basically. Then finally, Visheshana Visheshya Bhavaha also they talk about. So what is this Visheshana Visheshya Bhava? According to the Nayayika, it is very simple. The Abhava they are talking about like that. Abhava Pratyaksha is because of Visheshana Visheshya Bhava Sannikarsha. So they say Gata Abhavavat Bhutalam. So the Bhutala has the Visheshana of Gata Abhava. Bhutala has Gata Abhava, they say. Gata Abhavavat Bhutalam. So Abhava is Pratyaksha for the Nayayika. We do not accept this also. For us, Abhava is known through a separate pramana called Anupalabdhi. Because what we say is you actually see only Bhutala, correct? We don't say any Gata Abhava in the through Pratyaksha. So that is a separate pramana for us. Anyway, the Nayayika says Gata Abhavavat Bhutalam. When you say like that, that Gata Abhava becomes a Visheshana of the Bhutala, which is the Visheshya. And that is how we recognize the Abhava. So like these 6 types of Sanikarsha they talk about. Now we do not accept samavaya itself. Understand that. So instead of samavaya, we say that tadatmya is what we say. It is one and the same. See, we don't even accept that yarn and the cloth are different. The Nayayika says yarn is different from the cloth. And the yarn and the cloth have this samavaya sambandha. But we say both are one and the same. Tadatmyam, it's identity actually. So we say the Sannikarsha, and because of the Sannikarsha only Chaitanya Abhipanjaka is possible, correct? That the Pramatra Chaitanya and the Vishaya Chaitanya become one and the same because of they coming into contact. The Antakarana and the Vishaya has to come into contact, and when they come into contact, the same Chaitanya is manifest through both the Vishaya and the Antakarana, and that is how Pratyaksha takes place. This is our fundamental understanding and definition. So, this coming into contact is important, and that happens through Sanyoga, means physical contact, or this Sanyukta Tadatmyadinam we say. Okay, so along with that you have all this. So if you know a vastu or a dravya, and then there is a guna, karma associated with them, they are all known either through that Sanyoga and Sanyukta. Okay, there is no samavaya here, understand that. Okay, certain things we know by direct contact, we also know other things which are in contact with that, or other things which are one and the same with that. Okay, that's all. So like this Sannikarsha, we only accept this much. We do not accept the 6 variations of this contact which the Nayayika defines with reference to Pratyaksha and calls them as the Hetu for Pratyaksha. So these are the only Chaitanya Abhivanjaka Vritti Janane Viniyogaha. So these are the ones which result in the Abhivanjaka, means manifestation of the Chaitanya. So that is our understanding. So like this, one sentence is given to negate that fact that we do not accept all these 6 types of Sannikarsha as given by the Nayayika. Okay, so continuing now, Sacha Vritti Chaturvidha. So the Vritti itself can be of 4 types. The Antakarana Vritti. What are these 4 types of Vrittis? Samshayaha, Nishchayaha, Garvaha, Smaranam iti. So there are 4 types of Antakarana Vritti. So there is a Samshaya Vritti there. Now Samshaya Vritti, wherever it is there, then the Antakarana is called Manas. Okay. Then Nishchaya, wherever is there, Nishchayatmika Buddhihi, like that we say, correct? So the Nishchaya Vritti, wherever it is there, it is called Buddhi. Then Garvaha. So Garvam, the Ahankara, wherever there is Garva, that is the Ahankara. I know. There is Ahankara. Then wherever memory is there, that is called Chittam. So like this, it is known. So the same Antakarana has 4 types of Vrittis, and with reference to these Vrittis, it is known as Manas, Buddhi, Ahankara and Chitta. Okay, so these 4 types of Antakarana is talked about. That is what is said also in a verse. So Mano, Buddhi, Ahankara, Chittam, Karanam Antaram. So Karanam Antaram means Antaram only is Antaram here. Tadvita. So Antakarana is known as Manas, Buddhi, Ahankara and Chitta. And how? Samshayaha, Nishchayaha, Garvaha, Smarana, Vishaya, Ime. So what are the Vishayas for these? So for Manas it is Samshaya, for Buddhi it is Nishchaya, for Ahankara it is Garvaha, and for Chitta it is Smaranam. Like this, with reference to these four things, the Antakarana itself is known. Okay, as so Samshaya means doubtful. Okay, wherever some doubt is there, then Nishchaya means you are clear. Wherever there is clarity and discrimination, that is called Buddhi. And wherever the sense of I is there, that is Ahankara. Wherever memory is involved, that is Chitta. So like this, four types of vritti and four names also with reference to them for the Antakarana. Okay. So now continuing what? Tacha pratyaksham vividam.
So now this mano buddhi ahankara is given in quotes, right? So is this quoted from somewhere or is it the author is saying?
It is tad uktam, he says, but I have to find out from where this quotation is coming. So it will be from some book in the Sampradaya only. I will find out that.
Okay.
So continuing, Tacha pratyaksham vividam. So this pratyaksha itself is of two types now. Savikalpaka. So this direct knowledge, pratyaksha itself is of two types. One is called Savikalpaka pratyaksha. Another is Nirvikalpaka Pratyaksha. Now what is the meaning of this Savikalpaka and Nirvikalpaka? Again these Savikalpa, Nirvikalpa and all is much abused words nowadays. But anyway, here you have to strictly understand it as a terminology and as a Paribhashika Shabda. Okay, however it is defined here, in that manner we have to understand it. So first what? Tatra Savikalpakam Vaishishtya avagahi jnanam. So wherever you know a Vishesha and Visheshya clearly, correct? So you see a pot and then you say that the pot is having this color, the pot is of this size, the pot is stationary, pot is moving, whatever. So all these related things are also you are cognizing along with that, correct? You are knowing a thing with all its visheshas. Vaishishtya avagahi means what? You are knowing something with all its qualifications, you can say. Such a knowledge is Savikalpaka Jnanam. So this normally anything you know is all mostly Savikalpaka Jnanam only. Okay? So yatha ghatamaham janami ityadi. So example he says, I know this ghata. Means that is a Savikalpaka Jnanam because you know along with the ghata, you also know whatever is its Visheshana, etc. Okay? Nirvikalpakam tu samsarga anavagahi jnanam. So the Nirvikalpaka Jnana here is defined as knowing something by itself. Okay? There its Visheshanas are not important or Visheshanas are not taken into account. You know something as it is, as just a vastu, without actually getting into the Visheshanas or any whatever is related to that and all, you give up all those related things. So samsarga means whatever is there in connection or contact, correct? So all the qualifications you can take. Anavagahi. So avagahi means you are cognizing, you are taking that into account. Anavagahi means here you are knowing something as thing without taking into account any qualifying Visheshanas. Okay. Yatha soyam devadattah tattvamasi ityadi vakyajanyam jnanam. So the soyam devadattah tattvamasi etc. we call all these things as nirvikalpaka jnanam. That is because this that devadatta when we say, this devadatta's qualifications also we have to leave. That devadatta's qualification also we have to leave all the visheshanas etc. and understand devadatta as it is, correct? Then only the identity is possible. Because Devadatta 10 years back was very different. Devadatta, the one who you are seeing now is very different. But in your understanding of Devadatta, this Devadatta is that Devadatta. All the qualifications Devadatta had, then you have to give up. And however he is looking now, correct? All that also you have to give up and just understand Devadatta as Devadatta. Similarly, Tattvamasi also, where the Tvam Padartha you have to understand by giving up the regular understanding of Tvam and Tattva also similarly, then only we can arrive at the essential unity or identity. So that jnana, that type of knowledge is called Nirvikalpaka. This we will see in more detail next week, because the understanding of Nirvikalpaka Jnanam by others is different from how the Vedantin is mentioned. So there will be a lot of arguments with reference to this also. We will get into that. Okay. Om Purnamadas Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Guru Namaha. Hari Om.